Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a simple one. It's really fast and it's how to highlight and contour your skin using two foundations. So for you guys to have a quick idea of highlighting and contouring, highlighting is basically using a light color on areas of your skin that you want to enhance or highlight. And contouring basically means to shade out areas that you want to hide, so diminish. You usually contour around the temples and down the hollows of the cheek and under the jaw because you want to sort of diminish those areas, and you highlight the center of the face, tops of the cheekbones, bridge of the nose, cupid's bow, chin. I got a request for someone wanting me to show how to highlight and contour the skin, and I was thrilled because that's one of my favorite techniques, but I didn't want to start with a full video of highlighting and contouring using tons of products because there's a more simple way to start, and also because when I do give you guys a video where I'm using a lot of other products, I want you guys to know why I'm applying them in the areas that I'm applying them at in the video. So for this tutorial I'm going to be using two foundations to do this, and they're going to be these from L'Oreal, and it's the True Match line, and this one's in W5 and this one is in N7, the darker one. So I'm going to take the light one through the areas that I want to highlight, and I'm going to take the dark one through the areas that I want to diminish. So once I do this, and once you guys see where I apply light and where I apply dark, then it will be more easier for me to do another tutorial using other products in those areas as well. Later it'll be a little more clear for you why I applied a highlighting product up here, for example, or right here, or down the bridge of my nose. That'll be a little more clear after this tutorial. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your foundation, and if you have another foundation that's even a little too light for your skin, it'll work even better. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my foundation and I'm going to take this HD cream palette, and I'm going to mix in one of the lighter colors into my foundation because I want something a tiny bit lighter so that it can highlight the skin really nicely. If you have a foundation that's lighter, perfect. If not, then just use your own. So I'm taking some of that cream lighter product and I'm gonna mix it in with my foundation. And I want something really light down the center of my face. Okay, so I'm gonna take this foundation with any foundation brush and I'm gonna put it down the center of my face, on the tops of my cheeks, down the bridge of my nose, on top of my chin, my cupid's bow, and whatever is left on my brush, I'm going to run this under my hollow of my cheek. Just like that. So that's the light foundation. Now I'm going to take the darker one, which is the N7. Just going to take that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to go in with a different brush, and you can use the same brush for this. And I'm going to take this on the sides of my temples, on the hollow of my cheek, which is this area from the middle part of your ear down towards your mouth. This is the hollow. You can feel where the bone sort of is, and then you feel like no bone. You can feel where the bone ends. That's your hollow. So you want to do something like this. On both sides. And also down the sides of my nose, which I also want to contour to slim. Gives a nice little slimmed effect. And lastly, right on the jawline, like that. Okay, so now that we have our foundation in place, we can really see where we need to highlight and where we need to contour. So the areas that you highlight are the center of the forehead, top of the nose, or the bridge of the nose, the tops of the cheeks, the top of the mouth because it'll give you a fuller pout, and the chin. And I run a little bit of the light foundation on this area here so that the darker contour has something to blend in, but you don't necessarily emphasize this here. It's just for the purpose of being able to buff all this darker color out. Now the darker contouring goes on the temples, the sides of the nose to slim it, the hollows of the cheek also to slim the face, and the jaw, which will also hide a double chin. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a stippling brush, and it's important to use a stippling brush because this is the brush that will buff this in nicely. It'll use the duo fibers in a swirling motion to blend everything together, and it's something that you wouldn't be able to get with the flat brush like this, or even with a buffing brush. The buffing brush would probably just eat up all your products. So this is what you want to use. You can find this one here at Target, and it's from Sonia Kashuk, but there's tons of other brands you can use. So I'm going to wet my stippling brush, and I'm just using water. So I'm going to take this foundation and I'm going to first start buffing in the light parts of my foundation. So throughout your whole foundation, you're going to be wetting your brush to feel it moist on your skin and to really buff the foundation in place. So I'm just blending away the foundation onto my skin. First concentrating on the light areas, but I'm leaving my nose till last on the light areas. So I'm first trying to get a smooth base with the lighter foundation. And once you feel like your light foundation is well blended, then we're going to start with the darker foundation. Once again, we're going to wet it. And starting at the top temple and working your way down to the temples, blend in little circular motions. You don't want to blend it too far into the light. You just want to leave it in that dark area. So I'm going to wet my brush again because I constantly need to feel it moist on my skin. And buff your foundation. Then I'm going to start working on the hollow. Then I'm going to blend out the sides of my nose. Work on the hollows of the cheeks. Wet my brush a little. And I started at the top of my ear and blend in circular motions downwards. And towards the end, I'm almost pushing my brush upwards. I don't want it like that because I don't want this to get really dark and thick. So what I do is I start like this, but then towards the bottom I like curve my brush upwards and only use the side of the brush like that. And that way we get that really nice clean contour. And lastly, I'm going to blend out the jaw. So with this, just take it, buff it. I usually buff it onto the back of my ear so that it blends in with everything. Because remember, this is a darker foundation. You want to blend that really nicely. So blend it under your chin. Once again, taking it behind my ear and buffing it away down my neck. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but already my skin looks really luminous. It's really contoured. I actually look thinner. The sides of my nose look amazing. But most important of all, it looks natural. And that's one thing about makeup. Makeup doesn't have to always be sexy, glammed out makeup. There's also makeup that makes you look natural or effortless. This is one of those effortless looks that just look like it's you, like it's your real skin. And with these foundations, these are really nice because they're, I would say, a medium coverage foundation. So you can still kind of see through my skin. If you have really bad acne, you want to conceal your acne first. Because if you try to conceal afterwards, you'll probably have to use 2 concealers for the darker areas and for the lighter area, lighter concealer. So I would suggest if you do have problem skin, conceal first with your regular concealer and then go ahead and do this process. So this is the finished look, guys. I don't have anything on my eyebrows, on my lashes, no bronzer, no blush, nothing at all, because I just want you guys to get the essentials. I just basically want you guys to get the idea of what highlighting and contouring is. So stay tuned for my other video that I'll be doing in depth of the whole foundation routine for nice glowing bronzed highlighted skin. So I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.